You
Something
guys.
inside his coat against his chest and promised to guard it with his life. He offered me dinner. The hunting party's kills were already roasting, but I couldn't stay. Every minute I spent on this mountain was another minute my women spent worried. I grabbed Schwefon and we headed down. Near the river at the base of the ridge, I noticed other hunters moving through the area. Word of
I
my
wanted to
visit
buy
to the census
weapons.
spread, drawing
I want to talk to
people
this
from neighboring
bitch.
villages hoping to find
Find
whatever
a
I
list
could
and
find.
I've
That meant more eyes on
head
the
to
map, more risk of someone
Sherman's
stumbling
camp.
onto our tunnel entering
Place is gonna
or
be
the
crawling.
fortress beyond. I made a mental note to be more careful about covering my tracks. Then I spotted a small figure
I'm
crouching.
glad that I can't
I'm looking to
fucking
start
move.
shit today.
Hey,
Let's slow down along the
The moment
mission.
she burst into tears and came running. She told me between sobs that Shuang had collapsed. She'd stood outside in the freezing cold waiting for me, refusing to go inside, and the exposure had given her a dangerous fever. She'd fainted and hadn't fully recovered. I ran the rest of the way home. Inside, the lamp was barely a flicker. Shuang lay in bed, pale as the snow outside, coughing weakly, her eyes fixed on the window, still watching for me even now. Shinru sat beside her trying to keep calm. The moment they saw me burst through the door, both women started crying and threw themselves at me.
That's kind of
They were
cool.
terrified. They'd heard I fought a notorious criminal and imagined the worst. I calmed them down, showed them I was uninjured, and directed their attention to Shue Hongi and the wound across her stomach. The two women immediately switched from relief to concern,
Oh,
surrounding
no
Shue
mate.
Hongi and fussing over her injury. Something
Hello?
subtle shifted
Earth to
in Shue
Deacon?
Hongi's expression, a
Ah,
softness
look at
she
this.
usually kept buried. Being worried over by people who genuinely cared was new territory.
Yeah, this is what I had last time.
That night,
Custom
I gave
shit.
the bed to Shuai and held her while she slept. She still coughed occasionally, her body frail against mine. I scolded her gently for standing in the wind like a fool. She whispered that she'd been afraid, that if something happened to me,
Come
she
on,
wouldn't
come on.
want to keep living. My heart
Yeah, come on.
clenched so
I
tight
just
it
wanted to
hurt.
go
I
around.
kissed her forehead and promised to find medicinal herbs in the mountain to strengthen her body. She went quiet. Then her cold fingers slipped under my shirt, reaching for me. I caught her hands and told her she was too sick for that. She said she wanted to give the Ning family an heir, that without children, she had no right to stay. I
I
held
can't
her
equip
icy
that one?
hands between my palms and told her that even if we never had children, she was the most important person in my world. She shook her head stubbornly, tears shining in the lamplight. I soothed her like a
Hey,
child until she finally
you
agreed.
still there, buddy?
At first,
Oh, you gotta hold it.
then she said there was something she'd been wanting to tell me, something important. But when I sat up and asked what it was,
Come back
she
if
bit
you
her
remember
lip,
what you want.
stared at the ceiling,
Later.
and shook her head. Said
Yeah.
it was nothing. We should sleep. I blew out the lamp and lay in the darkness holding her, wondering what secret she'd swallowed back.
what's up?
My mind drifted
Hey,
to the man
none of my
whose body
business, but
lay now
Yeah,
inhabited.
yeah, okay, whatever. Fuck off.
Frozen to death.
later.
Hey, I gotta ask you. I heard you riding in last night with Ricky and,
I'm missing my
who's
show
that
because
guy?
of this shit.
Boozer. His name is William.
The word
Or
was
Bell.
drunk.
I've always just called him Boozer. Don't ask why.
Yeah, I'm for it's
I
nice.
wasn't. I mean, is he gonna be okay? I stopped by to say hi to Addie. He didn't look so good.
I looked at her peaceful,
Yeah, he's
sleeping
gonna be
face in the
fine
moonlight.
as soon as
Felt
he's
nothing
patched
but
up. We're
tenderness.
riding north. You
I thought
got
about
that?
all the
So
suffering she
just
endured
drop
for
it,
Ooh.
okay?
and all the millions of people across this crumbling empire enduring the same. The road ahead was
All
covered
right.
in fog. My
Oh,
small
yeah,
trips,
that's
Whatever you need,
the
I
song,
got it.
the hunting, the
okay.
alliances.
I know.
Were they really enough to protect this family when the whole world finally came apart at the seams? I stared at the fading moon through the window, and sleep never came. Shuai was getting worse. She'd been coughing all night, burning up 1 minute and shivering the next. Years of malnutrition had hollowed out her body until there was nothing left to fight with. A common cold that any healthy person could shake off in days was threatening
Good
to kill her.
choice.
I sat on the edge of her bed,
Good
watching
one.
her tremble under every blanket we owned. Something
Okay.
inside me cracked. In my previous life, I'd never had a real home. My parents divorced,
Yep.
threw money at me instead of love, and
Bye.
disappeared into their separate lives. Only my grandfather gave me warmth, and when he died, I was truly alone. The women who came after only wanted my family's love. But here, in this frozen hell of an empire, I'd somehow built the first real family I'd ever known. If Shuai died from something as stupid as fever because I wasn't prepared, I would never forgive myself. I called Shue Hongi over and gave her a prescription.
Yeah, I don't like the smoke.
First, my grandfather used the brew for wishful protection. Long Mom, please use she had time to do. We had no paper or so I traced the characters in the snow with
Is anyone on this channel?
I told her
O'Brien, is that you?
about 3 days work.
Yes. Yeah, it's O'Brien. You still remember me? That's good. Okay, look. I'm gonna try and help you. Find out about the woman.
Sarah Whitaker. Put her on your chopper that
Yeah, I know, okay. But first, you gotta do something for me.
What? You need something from me?
Look, there's a digital display on your radio. I'm going to send you a coded message. Coordinates. Meet me at that location.
Explained that I left her
O'Brien, what the hell is this all about?
that hid her somewhere deep. She took the
Just
weapons
meet me
without
there.
another word,
There'll be
headed off
Hero
through the
soldiers
snow.
all around me like before.
Turned to
Don't
shower.
see you.
I told her I was going up the mountain.
Sherman's
to search for
camp.
medicinal plants,
Getting close.
specifically wild ginseng, which could strengthen Shuai's depleted body. She needed to stay home.
Hold on, I never did finish burning out this nesting
I
zone.
tested her on the emergency
Deacon St. John, you out there? Got a job for you here at Peaceful Lake.
Go. Yeah, okay. I'll head your way. St. John out.
She repeated it perfectly. I went back inside one more time. Shuai was wrapped in every piece of cloth we had, shaking so violently the bed rattled. Her consciousness was fading in and out. I leaned down and told her to hold on. When I was going to find medicine, that we were going to live and die.
Shit,
She reached out one
fucking
hand,
bullshit.
but I was already moving. If I stayed any longer looking at her like that, on Black Wind Ridge, I ran into several hunters from the village. Word had spread that the mountains were producing game again now that the bandits were gone. Men were coming
Bullshit.
Deke, this is Tucker. Stop by. I've got work for you.
Apparently the story of how the
Tuck,
poorest
hey,
village in the
okay,
area
I'll
had
see if I can make
survived
time
the winter
deacon out.
to a 19-year-old hunter had traveled far. In a place where men sold their daughters for a mouthful of grain, a small act of generosity got magnified in the legend. Before heading
What I can
stop
do.
Ah,
Should work.
Took one look, got you in a point.
right.
Before heading deeper, I stopped and asked the hunters what happened. If anyone found medicinal mountain
Here it is.
roots, anything that strengthened the body, I'd buy them at high prices. An old hunter with Johnson and Arenado said he'd spread the word. He called me a righteous man and said everyone knew how I treated my village. I thanked him and pressed on. Finding wild ginseng requires specific knowledge. The plant grows at high elevation in soft, damp soil, in places where sunlight barely reaches. But those are also places where animals forage. In these mountains, the wildlife had learned to eat medicinal plants before they could mature. Any ginseng that survived would be in the most remote, inaccessible spots, places too dangerous for even animals. I built a mental map of Black Wind Ridge and chose to bypass the tunnel entrance entirely, heading deeper than I'd ever gone before. The mountain spine stretched like a knife edge, splitting the landscape, running all the way to Blackwater Fort at the border. 2 hours of hard climbing brought me into territory where the trees grew so thick overhead that the forest floor was pitch black even during daytime. Wind howled through the air,
Visitor center.
making sounds like a
Gotta
widow
find a way
crying
inside.
alone in an empty house. The atmosphere was genuinely unsettling. I rested briefly, ate a rice ball, chewed some snow for water, and began searching systematically. I checked every damn slope, every sheltered crevice, every patch of soil softened to support root growth. The cold at this altitude was brutal. Even in my heavy winter coat, my fingers were going numb and my breath came out in thick white clouds. That froze on my eyebrows. I was slipping away. Every hour I spent searching was an hour Shuai spent getting weaker. I thought about turning back multiple times. The rational part of my brain said the chances of finding ginseng in winter in snow at this altitude were almost zero. But the part of me that pictured Shuai's pale face and trembling body kept my legs moving forward. Then, just as despair was settling in like the cold itself, I caught something in the corner of my vision. About 15 meters down a sheer cliff face, sheltered in a crack in the rock, there was a small plant with deep shade, exactly like wild ginseng. The light was fading. The sun was dropping fast, and I couldn't be completely certain of the distance. It could be ginseng, or it could be a worthless weed that really looked similar. But Shuai didn't have time for certainty. She needed this plant, and she needed it now. I tied my rope to a solid anchor above the cliff edge, stripped off my heavy coat to free my movement, and stretched my arms and shoulders. The cold hit my bare torso like a slap.
Bet you that's where the fucking thing is.
And began lowering myself down the rock face, one careful handful at a time. I was about 5 or 6 meters down the cliff when the feeling hit me. That prickling awareness at the back of my neck that had saved my life more than once on this mountain. Something was behind me. Something that had been following me through the deep forest for a long time, waiting for exactly this moment. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't reach my weapons. I was dangling on a rope halfway down.
Gotta be close to a nest. I can smell it.
Up at the top, standing right next to my face, a dark figure held a curved blade. Its eyes glowed red.
There's another one.
I was
Time to
hanging
burn.
on the cliff of hot wind, climbing down on a grass rope in some cold.
Kill these guys first, and then we'll go fucking. Ugh. Fuck you.
Climbing down on a grass rope in some cold. The rock was slippery, and I nearly lost my grip over it. But I made it to the spot where a wild ginseng grew. It was an old one, with deep lines on it. Not perfect looking, but strong in medicine. I needed it for Shuai's health. I tucked it carefully into my shirt like it was the most precious thing in the world. Then a gust of wind hit me out of nowhere. My feet slipped, and I barely caught myself. Stones and snow fell into the darkness below. I knew I had to get back up fast. But before I climbed even a meter, a voice came from above. A man was standing at the edge of the cliff, holding a turban. It took me a moment, but then I understood. He was the one who got away from the road. His name was Xiao. He blamed me for his father's death. He said because I took the black bear, named it killed his father Xiao Quan. He was full of it. I tried to talk him down, offered him money, but he wouldn't listen. He said after killing him, he'd go down the mountain and kill my little boy. Before I could say another word, he swung the blade and cut the rope. I felt the rope go slack. Then I was falling into the water. Meanwhile, things I didn't know about were happening in Shanghai. Red clothes went to well out, the man about selling our refined salt. He brought a sample, and the man's guard tasted it. Pure, no bitterness, top quality. The man tried to stay calm, but he could tell it was worth a fortune. Red clothes told him if he wanted to talk price, he'd have to wait. Then she left with Hubba. Hubba warned her that the man's guards smelled. They were killers, not mercenaries. Red clothes already was likely former border military, maybe from the Green Coat organization. She wasn't worried about it. Being exposed, she was registered as a criminal woman under my name. Hubba's men were listed as dead. Nobody would recognize them. After they left, the man watched them go from his window. He already knew who Red Clothes was. A black water border city whose whole family was executed because they offended the wrong clan. One of the 7 great noble houses of the capital. He saw her as nothing more than a hunter's woman now. Then one of his men came in with news. They found out who wiped out the Black Wind Ridge Bandits. It was me, Ning Yuan, a hunter from Mobile. The man's face went down. He realized my refined salt came from the salt mine. Randy's wife had been garnered. The mine that was just founded. His name was just the man. He said he had plenty of salt mines, but the method to refine salt was pure was a secret held by the Imperial Ministry of Commerce. If he could get that method to me, it would be worth more than gold. So he decided to play along. Let me produce the salt, win my trust, learn my refining technique, and only then settle the blood debt for me. I hit the bottom of the cliff and I took safe time. When I woke up, I was freezing, my whole body stiff. But then I had a nightmare. I saw Zhao bringing his blade at Zhao Wan. I saw fire and blood. I snapped the blade, choked the blade. Zhao Wan said people don't way down the street. I forced myself up and ran like a madman. What I didn't see was what happened at the house that night. Gal wanted to be waiting for me by the fire, worried sick. Then she heard footsteps outside in front of her. She almost ran out of the door. But when she saw the glint of a blade, it wasn't me. She slammed the door shut and walked. Gal Holmes started hacking through the door like a wild man. She smashed it open and came inside. She knew through everything she could grab at, shielding Shuai and Sabah. He kicked furniture aside, raised his blade at Gal Holmes. Then an arrow came screaming out of the darkness and knocked him sideways. Red Clothes had come home with the gun. Gal Holmes recognized. Bolted over the wall. Red Clothes checked on the girl.
Fuckers.
Your nose wants to go on vacation. New book. Old Spice BB and Effort with a jiggle on skin as long as it makes sense. And it never makes up.
Clothes checked on the girls, then grabbed her bow and chased after her.
Whoa.
I was coming down from the mountain when I saw Zhao Hongyan scrambling up the slope, running for his life. He looked up and saw me standing there, covered in snow, half frozen. Couldn't believe I was alive. His rage took over his fear. He screamed and charged at me with his blade. I just stood there and slowly raised my left hand. He didn't see the bow until it was too late. I had an arrow knot, and the string pulled back full. I thought he had already killed my hand. I thought they were all dead because of me. The anger I felt, I can't even describe it. My body was numb.
That's the M4.
I couldn't feel any of it. Only rage. He tried to turn and run. I wasn't going to let him. I rushed forward and kicked him to the ground. He lost his blade in the snow. He started begging, waving his hands, trying to say he hadn't killed anyone. I didn't give him a chance to finish. I pressed the arrowhead against his forehead and let the string go. The arrow went straight through his skull and pinned him to the frozen ground. Blood spread across the white sky. He kicked a few times and went still. I collapsed, sitting in the snow, staring at nothing. I believed my women were dead. I had failed them. I had promised them a safe and happy home, and I failed. Then I heard a voice from below, Red Clothes, calling my name. I stumbled down the slope and grabbed her, held her tight, like she was the last thing keeping me alive. I asked her if Shuai and she were dead. I told her it was all my fault. I couldn't stop the tears. I was crying with snot running down my face like a child. Red Clothes wiped my nose with the back of her hand and told me everyone was fine. She got back just in time and saved them all. I tried to answer, but before I could say anything, the cold finally won. I passed out in her arms. I had a long dream while I was unconscious. I was walking on a road made of soft light.
Where is it? God damn, that's gotta be close.
And I just kept walking without moving. Then at the end of the road, I saw
Another
someone.
nest.
A
Burn
blurry
it down.
figure at first, but I recognized him almost instantly. It was my grandfather. Silver hair, old faded clothes, cloth shoes, and that stern face he always wore, the one that never smiled. He saw me too.
Nest.
For a split second, he looked shocked.
Gotta be right around
Then the
here.
shock turned into fury. Young boy, he shouted, his voice rough and harsh. Who told you to come here? This isn't where you belong. Get back right now. But I couldn't move. I just stood there looking at his white hair and started crying without warning. This was the old man, the only person in my lonely childhood who ever gave me warmth, who kept me from going down the wrong path. I wanted to walk closer to him, but he stopped his
I'm gonna show you something. This is how we deal with this shit.
You hear me? You're too young. It's not your time. Go. His yelling only made me cry harder. All the guilt I had carried for years came pouring out. I dropped to my knees on that glowing road and told him the truth I had never been able to say. Old man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have argued with you that day. I gave you a heart attack. It was me. I killed you. That secret had weighed on me like a boulder. I thought I would never get a chance to say it out loud. He watched me kill you. Slowly, put out a long sigh. Thank you, he said, softer than I had ever heard him speak. Everyone has their time. My time had come. It wasn't your fault. Your life isn't meant to end. Son, is it? God, it's been 2 weeks of an ordinary razor. Risk the burn or burn through when it comes. My time had come. It wasn't your fault. Your life isn't meant to end here. Go back. I can see you have people around you now who care about you. That puts my heart in. Then he turned away, walking deeper into the light. He waved his hand without looking back. I'm going to. After this, let's hope we never meet. Old man, don't go. I tried to chase him, but a massive force yanked me back. I screamed and my eyes snapped open. I was staring at an unfamiliar scene. The smell of herbs was gone. Instead, I smelled the thick black bear hide flavor. Then I heard Xiao Wanna squeaking with joy. Brother Ning Yuan was awake. He's awake. Footsteps came rushing. Shuai threw herself into my arms, sobbing. She moved hurried to the bedside, her face full of worries, asking if I was hurting her. I lifted my hand and saw the skin was bruised purple with blood. I looked past them to the doorway. Red clothes with green on the bed. Found it looking different, but not quite different. Passed out on black licorice, she said. I carried you back. If we had been any later, you would have lost your hand and feet to the cold. Jean Ru and Xiao Wanna rubbed them for half the night to save me. Everything came flooding back. Cliff, fall, snow, shower. Oh yeah, killing, and then red clothes calling my name before I blacked out. The dream with my grandfather still felt more real than it should. I used to believe only in science and facts, but now I wasn't so sure. Maybe there are things in this world that go beyond what we can explain, but none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was right here in front of me. I had a family. I had people who loved me and who needed me. Thank you, I said, looking at all four of them. Thank you all. Xiao Wanner held up her small red hands, still raw from rubbing warmth back into my body armor. She tilted her head and smiled. Brother Ning Yuan, don't be silly. We're family. Taking care of each other is what we do.
God damn it.
As long as you're safe, I would leave it. Don't say it. Cut her off quickly. I looked at each of their faces, and my voice came out hard and firm. We are all going to live. In this chaotic world, not one of us is allowed to die. Every single one of us makes it through. Understand? I looked out the window at the morning light touching Black Wind Ridge. Old man, you can rest easy. In my old world, I lost you. But in this world, I have something new to protect. I will live this second life forever. I won't waste it. That brush with death also knocks you sensitive. In a world like this, being weak means being brave. I needed to build strength fast. The days that followed were quiet. Shuang started getting better with the ginseng medicine I had brought back. I spent my days up the mountain refining salt. Red clothes took Hubba and the others to more strength. In the evenings we brought meat down, and I always shared some. Fix our wall, patch the roof, and repair the door that showed
Yeah. I fucking swapped weapons.
The village began feeling like a real community. Small village was slowly getting better. One morning over an early breakfast, I watched my women doing needlework and made a decision. I want to fix up this house properly, I said. Make it bigger and stronger. Shuai put down her sewing, looking worried about the cost. I held up 2 fingers. Her eyes went wide. 20 silver taels? I laughed. Think bigger, silly. Jean Ru, who had been keeping the books, spoke up gently. We have about 217 taels. Shuai nearly fainted. Even Red Clothes cracked a small smile. The salt business was something I kept from Shuai and Jean Ru. They were kind-hearted and innocent. They couldn't handle knowing the danger of selling illegal salt, or that a storm was quietly building inside the Dakian Empire. Red Clothes understood them. We shared a knowing look across the table. Later I pulled her aside. Have Hubba's men split into teams of 3. Move the salt to Qinghe County after dark. Stay away from crowded roads. Be careful, she nodded. I know. I'll head up the mountain now to prepare. We went over every detail of the businessman together. Today was the day we would sit down with that businessman, the one with the green coat background, and negotiate our share. I knew it was going to be a tough fight. While I was busy preparing the salt the man I was about to do business with, Xiu Jinro, had been sitting in his private room at the Yueli for 7 full days, waiting for me. He wore a white fur coat and stood by the window watching the market go by. The market had gotten livelier since the descent fell from power. His old steward had rushed all the way to long to urge him to come back. Spring was coming. The ice would melt soon, and the shipping fleet at every dock along the river was waiting for his orders on the year's trade routes. But Xiao Jinrong was not a man who wasted time without reason. He had spent those 7 days watching and thinking. He told his steward that the Dacian Empire was running out of luck. A great war was coming. When it hit, most businesses would collapse.
Door's locked.
The Qiu family needed more than their old ancestral trade to survive. They needed to grab hold of something bigger, a rare opportunity that could carry them through chaos, or even lift them higher. If I had heard him
Gotta
say
be
that,
in here
I would have
somewhere.
been shocked. His thinking was almost exactly the same as mine. In troubled times, only 3 kinds of people
Down here.
truly count. The
Not
imperial
much
blood,
left. This
the
place has been
military
picked over
warlord
clean.
families, and the third kind, people who hold critical resources and wait for the right moment to strike. Qiu Jinrong wanted to be that third kind. When I finally arrived at the inn and was
A
in
knife?
his room, the door closed
Less
behind
than
me.
knife.
We
This is
sat
it.
across from each other
Gotta
with
get it back
nothing
to
but the
Addie.
crackling of a charcoal fire between us. He opened with a jab. Brother Nate, quite the big shot you are, making me wait 7 days without a single word. Do you have any idea what my time is worth? I kept my face calm and my voice steady. I apologize for making you wait, Boss Qiu, but I believe what those 7 days bought will be well worth your patience. Worth it or not depends on what you got, he said, cutting straight to the point. Where's the goods? If I laid the goods at your front door right now, would you dare take them? I asked him that. The salt will be delivered tonight at midnight. Before that, let us talk about how we split the profits. He waved his hand like the whole thing was simple. He even poured me tea himself. Don't bother with all that. Name your price. I will buy the whole lot outright. Clean and easy. I raised an eyebrow. Buy it all outright. You're not worried I might deliver low-quality salt or swap in cheap goods. In a
Thank you,
world
Deacon.
where starving,
You have
people
no
trade
idea how
their own
badly we
children
need
for
this.
food. You really want to bet on that?
No
He
problem.
worried.
Glad to help.
Sharp as a blade. Would you dare cheat me? I met his stare.
Open the gate.
What I mean is, a flat bottom could call the
We
whistle.
don't want any trouble.
It would be safer for both of us to split profits based on how much actually sells. A percentage deal, steady and fair. I knew exactly what he was trying to do. Buying outright would get me Quicksilver, sure, but in the long run,
Hey.
a profit share would earn me far more. He wanted to swallow the whole thing in one bite. Like some big
Fuckers.